Hey guys, welcome back to my little comic corner. I got a few things to show and to talk about, so this video might tend to run a bit long this time. So for those of you that stick around, thank you. And for those of you who just want to kind of fast forward through till you get to something you like, that's fine too. It's all good. First thing I want to talk about is my good friend John, Dr. Drvonchilla. The man is known for his legendary gifting. And I got a package in the mail from him a few days ago, and I'm just now getting around to doing a video with this. As far as what I got, I was just thrilled to death. Something near and dear to my heart, and those of you that know me probably know what this is going to concern. So, but I will do one thing. I will quote the great Charlton Heston when he said, "There has to be something better in the universe than man. Has to be." And there is. There is apes. Yes, my friends, we have a vintage. I'm not sure what year it came out, but this is a vintage Mego Planet of the Apes figure, Cornelius, in great shape, complete with the costume, and all the joints articulate and bend, and these are great collectibles. I don't have much vintage Planet of the Apes stuff. I've got a few things. I've got some cards and Planet of the Apes trash can and maybe a coffee cup. And I really didn't. I only had one other Planet of the Apes figure. Before I get to that, I just want to say, John, thank you, buddy, so much. I mean, this was a big thrill. And like I say, I can't thank you enough. Like I say, John is one of the legendary gifters in our community. And he's gifted me several times, and I've gifted him, and he's gifted a lot of other people. But this is just outstanding, And one of the other great reasons to get this particular figure, like I say, I only had one other Mego Planet of the Apes figure, and I got it at a con several years ago. But at long last, Dr. Zira is reunited with her husband, Cornelius. So now the happy couple are back together again, and they can go off and start making little monkeys. So, John, thanks so much, buddy. I really appreciate it. Outstanding. Okay, another thing I'm going to do is, since it's been a week and a half or so, or 2 weeks since I made a video, I just want to wish all the dads out there and grandpas a belated Happy Father's Day. Myself, I had a great day. I'm still blessed to have my folks. So I went up and ate dinner with them Sunday, and Dad was cooking T-bones out on the grill. So, yes, very good. As usual, I overate, as usual, when I go to my folks. But I had a great time with Dad, and came back home, and my son and daughter-in-law brought the baby over. And my wife gave me some stuff. And for those of you that have been wondering, I know you can't see all this, so I'm going to show you what it says. This is what my sweet little wife got me for Father's Day, among some other great stuff. Enough said. And my son and daughter-in-law, they a few months ago, they'd had some family photos, professional family photos made, and I was lucky enough to get in a few shots, and I'd almost forgotten about it, because they hadn't developed any of them yet. But they brought this over for me, and just thrilled me. This is my son and my granddaughter, myself, probably about 3 months ago. My son Brandon and my granddaughter Ada. And the old guy, you don't have to look at him, but the kid and the grandkid look great. So really happy to get this. Had it made on a nice plaque frame, so was very happy to get that. Okay, how about we talk about some comics? Got a few packages in the last week or so. A little bit of everything in this stack. Got some DC, some Marvel, some Gold Key, some Dale. There's even some Skywald in here, I think. So I'll just kind of get to it. He throwed a few extras in, just reading copies, but it was good stuff. So this dealer I found on eBay, I can't remember what his name is, but anyway, this is a little title that came out, I think in late 70s, early 80s, from Continuity Graphics. Excuse me. Sci-fi and horror anthology book, Echo Future Past. Number 3, you got Bucky O'Hare on the cover by Michael Golden. Got Larry Hama, Michael Golden, Arthur Sudam, and Neil Adams, and a couple other guys here. I think the Neil Adams stuff is the Monsters, and I'm sure that's been reprinted several times, but it's got like you know, the werewolf and the vampire and Frankenstein and all that. But some great sci-fi stuff and fantasy. Number 3. There's number 4. Another great cover. So for all you sci-fi, horror, and fantasy fans. Getting a little dry. I've already talked too much. Here's some of the extras he threw in. Shock suspense stories. Number 6. This is more EC reprints. You know, obviously reading copy, but you know, great Wally Wood stuff on the cover. Well, you know, anybody that knows anything about EC, enough said. Just great stuff. And doesn't matter any kind of form or reprints you can get it in, you cannot beat the EC stuff. Another freebie I got that I didn't have was Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 12. A cool color. I think this is I think it guest starring Spider-Man too. But as you can tell, it's pretty beat up. But I'll take free Bronze Age any day. Another one was Son of Satan number 6. Another cool Marvel title. And I think this is one of the few issues of the Amazing Adventures run that I didn't have from the 70s. Number 21 with more Killraven. I love this series. I know Monster Maniac is a big fan of this run. So shout out to Chris. Okay, here's a book that I kind of collected on and off over the years. Mainly because, you know, I love the square-bound stuff. And this is one of those books where you get some classic stories out of literature done in comic book form. Marvel Classics Comics number 16. The Ivanhoe adaptation. Okay, this is an upgrade to an issue, World's Finest 263. Now the significance of this is, for any of you that read World's Finest back in the early 70s when they introduced the Super Sons, and anybody that knows anything about Bob Haney's writing, he wrote a lot of stuff for DC, but he wrote a whole lot of World's Finest and a whole lot of Brave and Bold. That's why they kind of started calling that book the title From Earth B, because it did not fit in any continuity in DC whatsoever. But, you know, back in the 70s had the Super Sons, you always kind of wondered, well, where did they come from? Well, spoiler alert, you find out this kind of ties up the Super Sons saga, and you find out it was all a computer simulation done by Superman and Batman to kind of see what their lives would have been like if they'd had sons. So, but a lot of good great other stuff in here. You got Green Arrow, Aquaman, Shazam, Adam Strange. So great dollar book. Joe Kubert. There's a Kubert cover I didn't have. Star Spangled War Stories 193 from the Bronze Age. Now I've got 2 or 3 issues of this book already, and this one's kind of I guess kind of a reader copy. But the reason I bought this was it's a Mark Jewelers variant. And here's Commandy 43. It's also one of the bicentennial covers. But anybody knows anything about the Mark Jewelers variants, they got the Mark Jewelers ad insert in these. So I'm not really sure value-wise how much that means. I think they're probably a little bit higher than the normal issues. But still, you know, to me, it's a Commandy collectible, so had to have it. Great Ernie Chan cover. This is probably 3 issues after Jack Kirby left the title. The classic Neil Adams cover, Superboy 164. One issue closer to completing my Phantom Stranger run. Phantom Stranger 32. And you have a Black Orchid backup story done by Nestor Redondo. Some beautiful art in there. I'm not sure what the numbers are on these Go Key books. But basically, I bought these for the covers. I'm becoming what a lot of people call a notorious cover collector. But I always like these covers. Magnus Robot Fighter. And I think Frank Boll did a lot of these covers. Or Bolly or however you want to pronounce his name. Another Bronze Age War book. Black Hawk 246. I think this was 3 issues in to when they restarted its title again. Got a very cool Dick Giordano cover. And one of those great Earth B stories I was talking about earlier. Brave and Bold 127. The late great Jim Aparo on the art. Batman and Wildcat. More great stuff from the 70s. Plastic Man 16 with Ramona Fradon art. And you got some Silver Age, Adventure Comics 334, Legion, great Kurt Swan cover. For some reason, I can't talk tonight, so another issue of Adventure Comics number 363. Another Kurt Swan cover. In pretty nice shape. Get into a little Marvel horror. 2 issues of this title that I did not have. Closing in on completing all these 70s horror runs. Vault of Evil number 2. And looks like Vault of Evil number 9. One of my favorite covers from the 70s from DC, from Luis Dominguez. This is an upgrade. Weird Mystery number 15. Okay, and these next 3 books are what I'm going to call YouTube inspired purchases. I was actually a fan of this character. Captain Strangelove did a video on the first appearance of Rose and Thorn, the first, I guess, silver or bronze or then modern age appearance of Rose and Thorn in Lois Lane on 05. It's like a very cool Murphy Anderson or Kurt Swan and Murphy Anderson cover. I have a whole lot of the Bronze Age Lois Lanes, but I didn't have this one. I wasn't aware that her first appearance was in here. So, Hans, thank you very much for making me spend money. And a couple Dr. Drvonchilla inspired purchases. Actually, this is an upgrade. I already had this issue, but I think he just recently showed it in a video, and it reminded me that I did need to upgrade mine because I just had a reading copy. But Submariner 38, beautiful Bronze Age cover. And one, I think I mentioned this to him earlier on one of his videos. I can't believe that I didn't have this book, because I thought I had like most of the Neal Adams and Bernie Wrightson covers from that time, but I did not have this one. It's Weird Mystery number 21, the Bernie Wrightson cover. Beautiful book. So again, thank you, Hans and John, for making me spend money. Yeah, like it's killing me. Okay, got a few more. More great Neal Adams covers. And I think this is actually the first issue of Phantom Stranger that Jim Aparo started doing the interior art. Phantom Stranger number 9. And here's another upgrade. And this is probably one of my top 1 or 2 Phantom Stranger covers. Number 13 with the Neal Adams art on the cover. Some Silver Age books. I got Strange Adventures 162. We got some great Infantino art. Murphy Anderson and Gil Kane in this issue. And I'm not sure what number this is. Oh well, I didn't have it anyway. Adventures of the Fly, 12-cent cover from Archie Comics. And talking about being a cover collector, this is one that I always loved. You had to love these painted covers from Gold Key. Again, I'm not sure of the number, but Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom. Again, I think this is by Frank Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Just a beautiful painted cover. And a little oddity from Skywall Comics. Got a really good price on this. Looks like a Severin cover, but this is Sundance Kid number 1. A lot of these Skywall books were 25-cent square-bound giants. Only thing wrong with this one is just have a little bit of ink overspray. I think you got some Dick Ayers art on the interior. Some Bronze Age Western goodness. And if any of you old guys like myself remember this show from Dell Comics, this is Mod Squad number 1. Sorry about the glare, I stuck this one in Mylar. But some cool Silver Age goodness. Alright guys, that's all I got. Thanks for sticking around, and I will see you next video. Onward and upward.